A little early, but I wanted to get this. I wanted to get this thing set up right, and it looks like I did it pretty much the first time. That's all right. I'm gonna do a little rearranging here. What do y'all think? But I'll tell you what, it's good to see you all again. I guess you've noticed the poll I did on the ANTiSEEN Facebook page, wanting to know what the people, when the people want to break on through. You want to break on through monthly, or you want to break on through bi-weekly? Go ahead and share your thoughts on here if you don't mind. I'd like to hear what some of you have to say. A few of you did vote to stay monthly, and I know that might be because you feel that the content may suffer again, and you may be right. Stacy Mitchell's coming up to the release party on Saturday. Well, Stacy, we'll be glad to see you, and everyone else that shows up. Man, we got people coming from Mississippi, Pennsylvania. I wonder if anyone from Charlotte will be there. I don't think we're part of the community. But, and when I say bi-weekly, it does not mean strictly every other week. Sometimes it may be 2 weeks in a row, and then I'll leave either day on the on the beginning and the end of the month open. It's just my good friend Randy Robinson posted on there. He said, "Just do it when you want," and you know that's kind of how I'm trying to get it there. But I think that's what we're gonna do bi-weekly. Because man, I really miss being on here with y'all. I really do. I did get tons of ideas to talk about, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would private message me, direct message me on the Jeff Clayton page, please. And give me ideas of things you'd like for me to discuss. That could be top 10s, top 5s. What period of ANTiSEEN do you want to talk about? What period of my life in general would you like to hear more about? So, so let's get it going. Let's get it together. You may notice a few things. The first thing you may notice is, as advertised, Malcolm Tent is not here. Well, that's we had to make a we had to make a managerial decision today. All morning and all afternoon long, man, it was flash flooding around here. And when you have to go the interstate, when you're down south of Charlotte and have to come north, man, that is nightmarish. Either way is nightmarish during that time of day. And with all that flash flooding going on, Malcolm would have had to leave 3 hours early. So, man, sometimes it takes me like a regular drive, 40 minutes. It would take me from where I work to home. Sometimes that drive can take 2 hours, especially on a Friday. The traffic in Charlotte is getting worse and worse and worse every day. And the fact that they are doing construction projects right in the middle of some of the main thoroughfares, you know, it's just, it makes it next to impossible to get anywhere at a decent time. Because we're a world-class city. You didn't know that? So the next break on through will indeed feature me along with my bandmate, label mate, and friend of so many years that we can barely count them, Malcolm Tent. Be sure to tune in to Tent Talks Tunes tomorrow night. The other thing you may notice is I'm here. Now I'll tell y'all what, I guess you saw my post on the book on my personal page about what happened to me today. Oh man, it happened toward the end of the day. And I'll tell you about, I want to, I'd like to know if y'all give me a thumbs up, how many forklift drivers we have in here. Because the thing that happened to me today, man, I've been doing that job or variations of that job in that warehouse, in that business for going on 22 years now. And I have never had a close call. I've had some things happen now. But this one was quite scary. And the thing is, I didn't even see it happen. I don't know if you guys know what a forklift. There's a like guided guard in the front, and then the forks go out. Well, that guard is relatively tall, and man, if you're not careful, and that thing tilts too far that way, or sometimes even too far up, you can go up under the rack and push something up. But these are giant compressors that go in really big air conditioning units, like the kind that's on top of malls and stuff like that. And man, I had just laid my skid down underneath it and was leaning forward to back out. So I turned around to make sure I wasn't backing up into any stock, because that stock is, you know, brand new. The stuff we deal with is faulty. It doesn't matter really how we treat it. But man, I turned around. Usually when something falls, it makes a great bit of noise, but there was hardly any noise. I just saw a shadow, and I went like this, and by the time I got my head to here, I remember seeing the bottom of that thing, and all of a sudden it just comes right through the cage with a thud, like, and it just stopped. And man, I had to take a second and go, okay, is everything good? And I got off and I just walked around a little bit looking at it, and I was like, goodness gracious. Oh. And a bunch of you have commented, Lord was with me today in that thing, man, because I'm telling you, if that cage had not held, or if it was one of those old lifts that didn't even have a decent, top or a cage on it, I wouldn't be here right now. Those compressors weigh 500 pounds. And this fell from 3rd level. So, I am thankful to God, and I am thankful that I am still here. I came home and spent a little bit of extra time with little Coleman. So, life is precious. And it ain't gonna last long, but like Brian Hugo said, let's not go ahead and punch the card right now. I still got a little living to do. Still got a lot of living to do. One thing I'm gonna do is tell you about this coming Saturday at REPO Record. REPO Record right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. At 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's free, because I know that was the next question. How much is it going to cost me? So, free. All you got to do is come in and hang out at REPO a while. So, Jimmy has a stock in that store like you would not believe. Come a little early so you can look. Get hooked, do it by the book, buy some more records, and you can buy this one. This is why we're even doing this. A celebration of the release of ANTiSEEN Time Machine. I'm telling you guys what, we as a band are really, really proud of this. And look at this good stuff. You can come buy a copy from us this Saturday at REPO. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to come there at 4 o'clock. And from 4 to about, 4:20, 4:30. A listening party will be going on. That will be Jimmy REPO spinning Time Machine. Both sides. Side 2's over, flip it over, play side 1 again. Until we come on and play a live greatest hits set for you with REPO's brand new sound system. It's state of the art. This is a sound system in a record store that I wish some clubs we've played in would invest in. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. And afterwards, we're gonna set up a table there in the front. Man, we will sign your copies of Time Machine. You can buy a lot of old back stock, back catalog from Jimmy REPO right there in REPO Record. Or bring your stuff. You can bring your stuff, and the entire Ultra lineup will be there to personally autograph your items, increasing their value by dollars and cents. So, we're really looking forward to it, and because it's been a while since we played the show, and we got some coming up though. You all know about the big Rulebreakers Ball weekend. After that, the Brown Mountain Lights Festival in Morganton, North Carolina, and then after that, Wilmington, North Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina, on December 4th and 5th and 6th, where we will have country songbird Kelsey Ray Copeland, along with Street Clones, who have just released a new album themselves. And man, those are going to be 2 really fun shows. If you can make one, great. If you can make both, that's not just great, that's fantastic. And of course, we always give you a little something different when you come out to consecutive shows. Now, see, if I'd had Malcolm on here with me, I didn't really have a plan for tonight. We made that decision about the weather early on, and the first lady called me up and told me the backyard was a pond. I was like, okay. So, like I'm telling you, the traffic here is terrible on the most beautiful day in the world. Add bad weather into it, add an hour and a half to get anywhere you want to go. Let me ask y'all a question. I got a couple questions to ask you. I may conduct polls, but I'd like to talk to you here on Break On Through about this. Would any of you object if we moved to Monday night? I see some angry faces. I see a laugh. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about that yet. We're going to keep it Tuesday for now. But here's my other question. I would like to poll the viewers of Break On Through. Now, those of you who have your copies of Time Machine already, is that something you would like to see continue on? Would you like to see Time Machine become an ongoing series? Live and direct for you from WSOD? Let me know, because, man, we have tons of ideas. And our ideas, man, we ain't going to go on there covering Folsom Prison Blues or Ace of Spades or what? I don't know. Nothing we do cover-wise is ever what you would expect. And I think that's pretty fun. Well, so far the responses for that have been really positive. So I'm glad, man, because I would really like to keep this going. We had so much fun doing this and working with KD After Dark, and the Destructo Divas and stuff, man. Brad's asking me, is it band or audience choice of song? If the audience suggests something that would fall in line with what we were already thinking or didn't think of and wish we had, yes. If it's completely out of left field and doesn't make any sense at all, at least not to even me, no. But we've already talked about future editions. I guess maybe we were going to do it anyway, whether anybody else wanted us to do it or not. And let me talk about a few more things about this Saturday. Jimmy Repo popped on here a second ago and says, do not block anyone's driveways if you have to park in the neighborhood, which you may have to park in the neighborhood. Do not block driveways. You will get towed. You can park up and down those streets, and but just don't block anyone's driveway. One, it'll be a pain in the arse for you. And two, it's just not cool to do, man. Make it where someone can't get out. And something else I failed to mention. This. Jimmy Repo got these wonderful t-shirts printed up for the event. And the only place you can get them is at the event. You got to get them directly from Jimmy Repo's hand. Aren't they beautiful? I really like that. I really like that print in red, don't you? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at what I just did. But, yeah, I like that red print. And, I don't know. If we have a few left over, maybe we'll sell them on the Big Cartel store or right here on Break On Through. And also, too, we just did a pre-order of the tank top, and I have a few of those left over, a few overruns. So if anyone's interested in those, look at the post on the Jeff Clayton page. And look at what I've got left as far as overruns. I don't have them right here in front of me, or else I'd tell you, but it's not many. Jim Earhart said he loves the shirt, but there ain't no way he's going to make it. Man, it's a freeway. It's called a freeway. It's a free way to get to the free show. See, it's just lock that all in together, Brother Jim. But I think we're going to have a funky good time. And perhaps asking when I'm going to have Jimmy. Man, I had Jimmy on a while back. Maybe Clinton Zilla can pull up a link for that if he's got time. And send it to you. Yeah, I know what you meant, Brad. Break on through. Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to talk about real quick? Because I think I've... oh, you know what? I do have something. I'm going to copy the format of Tent Talks Tunes for a second. I'm going to do a little mail exposure here. I got something in the mail today. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And let me see if there's a letter in it. I'll tell you all about it. He sent it to me so that I would indeed tell you all about it. You know me, I probably cut something in half. I wasn't supposed to. No. All right. Good stuff here. But there's a toy company called Muscleoids Multiverse. 4-inch rubber figures, hundreds of characters. Look at this. This is some good packaging right here. Look at that. You don't know which one you're getting. Let us reveal. Wow, look at these. Now that is kind of crazy. Look at that. That's some good stuff right there. Look at that. Look at that good stuff. Ooh. Muscleoids. I don't see it. Let me see where you can go if you're interested in owning some muscleoids. Well, this card didn't give me that information. I guess just look muscleoids up on whatever search engine you use. Oh boy, look at this guy. Isn't that crazy? He sent me feet of them. I'll open them all up right here in front of y'all so you can see what muscleloids is all about. Goodness gracious, look at that. That is cool. Look at that. A bulldozer or a tank or something with a skeleton coming out of a cobra's mouth. Now, that is cool. I like muscleloids. So I assume that all of you will also like muscleloids. Brother Jim's asked me if it does glow in the dark. I don't think they glow in the dark, man. I think they're just Caucasian colored rubber. But they are all right if you ask me. So no questions. If you don't ask me something, this is gonna be the shortest break on through ever. Besides the ones where the where the Wi-Fi used to go out. I did mention Rulebreakers Ball weekend, September 19th and 20th. I don't know if you guys heard, but Blue Ridge Death Cult will not be on the program. I was going to leave it all mysterious and cryptic for you, but they made a post on their page, and it seems they didn't stay, or they didn't keep Zach Hembree as their singer. And I mean, listen, they're a good band, but we got loyalty to Zach. Zach's a good friend, big fan, known him for a long time. And here's how that kind of works. No Zach Hembree, no Blue Ridge Death Cult. So, but they cancel all their shows anyway. But even if they didn't, I would have had to scoot them on. But I've got a replacement. So don't like 70 bands whom I've never heard of and you've never heard of us, but you saw there was an opening. Ask me if you can be on the bill. We have the replacement for that band, and I'm going to reveal what it is right here. I was gonna do it today, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna let it be known on Break On Through tonight. And actually, I don't think Malcolm knows yet, but I was going to reveal it right here with Malcolm. I'll let you all know, but I will do it right now. Opening the show on night number 2. Now, you got to think of what all is going on night number 2 already. You got Wrath of Typhon, Self-Made Monsters, Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre, and everyone's favorite rockin' teenage combo, ANTiSEEN, who we will also have special guest George South performing with us. He will have his gimmick table all set up, ready to meet you, greet you. And if you're too much of a goof, he might have to double feature. But he's going to be there doing Bootleg Preacher with us live, which also means we will have the Destructo Divas on stage with us that night. And we got more special guests. It's going to, and I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be a set like you have never seen or heard us do before. We had a round table discussion about this one. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, Clayton's getting the set list together. And now we carefully handpicked this one, and I think you guys are gonna dig it. Kyle's asking me about if I have any Atlanta show flyers. Kyle, I do not have any Atlanta specific flyers. I got plenty of those flyers that we filled, we filled the information in that we used when we played Atlanta, but I have nothing that has that Atlanta information. Oh boy, working class. Look at that working class right there. It has that information on it. But oh yeah, I still got to reveal who the special guest is. Is going to open the show. Night number 2 of Rulebreakers Ball 2025 is none other than Sweet Georgia Brown. That's right. He's going to be there live, and it ain't going to be no jive. You saw him at the 40-year anniversary show, and you loved it. You loved it then, so you know you're going to love it now. Sweet Georgia Brown has been added to Rulebreakers Ball 2025. Come on, you got to ask. I'm usually telling you got to tell me something. But now I'm saying you got to ask me something real quick. Because this is a whopping 30-minute break on the... Well, that's not bad. That's not, I only plan on going 10 more minutes. But, y'all do me a favor. When you get the invite or any of the flyers of Repo, the Repo in-store, please share those around. Send them to folks that you know live close by. Let us know what's going on. Man, I'm going to be doing a lot more plugging of our people's websites and services. Not even just music and entertainment, man. We're gonna try to make this a real network of things that that support people that have this kind of. You don't have to be within our thought process or nothing, but you know what I mean. People of the same ilk, all kinds of stuff. And Brian's just mentioned that Lonnie Anderson passed away, and my thoughts on WKRP. Man, I watched WKRP when it debuted on national television. And I loved it. I loved the show then. I love the show now. And man, I always loved Lonnie Anderson. I know a lot of people liked the other girl, Bailey. But I like Lonnie, and I don't really care that much for blondes, to be honest with you. I mean, of course I like blondes, but they're not my preference. But I had the poster of her in the red one piece. Y'all remember that one? She had her hair up, turned to the side. So, rest in peace, Lonnie Anderson, along with Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. What a week that was. Chuck Mangione. You know what I mean? Just Jason Lydell says, wants to know One Shot, One Kill. Was that written by Phil Keller? No, that was not. That was written by John Bowman. You got the lineup right. You just got the member wrong. But, yeah, I mean, I guess I was like everybody, man. When the news came out that Ozzy passed, I got on a Black Sabbath kick. And, Black Sabbath did that show, and their last show, and Ozzy's last show. And I did that video that had my top 3 favorite Black Sabbath influenced bands. And man, here we go, what? 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks later? What What a heart punch to our culture. Our culture. Our culture heroes. I mean, man, I was never a Hogan fan. And let me discuss something about that for a second. I say I've spent all my life going, I'm not a Hogan fan. I don't like Hogan, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I mean, listen. I became a smart mark way early on. And even I would get so wound up watching wrestling, man. I think it was WCW. When it was a match between Hogan and Flair, and they said the loser is off WCW. And man, Hogan beat Flair in the middle of the ring. And Flair was off WCW. And I remember being so mad, like legitimately angry. So angry that the next day I called WCW and told them that I would no longer be tuning in on Monday nights for the Hulk Hogan Comedy Hour. Thank you for your call. Click. But man, and people say, what about heel Hogan? I didn't like heel, but you know what? When he was heel Hogan, that was one of the only times that I didn't like the heels. I didn't like the NWO. Now, Scott Hall came up with some funny lines. He did a lot more funny stuff as Razor Ramon. But I was never a fan of Diesel. None of those guys, really. And I don't know, it just seemed like NWO, all you had to do to be in it was put on the t-shirt. But maybe I did like Hulk Hogan. Maybe I was a Hogan fan. Because I booed him when he was, Mr. All-American and all, and, I boo him. And, of course, he almost always beat the monster heels. But then when I was booing him when he turned heel. They were playing me all along. I just realized it. Dave Norton says when someone like Ozzy passes, it makes you question your own mortality. Because it's something you've always known and loved, man. It's like, that's true. That's true. And because you see things that made your world. Like one of the things I said to my brother when Eddie Money died, I was like, man, can you imagine a world with no Money Man in it? Well, here we are. And now here we are in a world with no Blizzard of Oz. No Hogan. Georgia Brown, sweet Georgia Brown, who will be on Rulebreakers Ball 2025, says he always got a reaction out of you, didn't he? Yes, he did. So, maybe I was a Hulk Hogan fan. And they found a way to make me play the game by the rules. Like, you cheer the baby faces, boo the heels. Well, in order to make me do that, you had to turn Hogan heel. I started booing. But man, Ozzy, Hogan, Chuck Mangione, Lonnie Anderson, all part of our growing up, man. May all of you rest in peace, and I hope you'll find your place beside our Lord when Judgment Day is upon us. Well, man, don't y'all forget now. Saturday. This Saturday at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And don't you get up and go start sleepwalking around, man. It starts before I get there about 6. Whole thing's gonna be wrapped up by 6. Be there, 4 o'clock. Do not park in front of people's driveways. Park where you can and get there when you can. Let's get it on. Let's go. Time Machine. ANTiSEEN Live. Meet and greet, signing everything that you bring in off the street. And we're going to have fun. And don't forget, event t-shirt available at the event. Now this, see, I'm not even going to look at the camera when I say this. Oh yeah, one of the guys from Junkyard passed away. Dylan Guttersnipe says he needs to get my gospel album. Dylan, you are correct. Oh man, you know what? I can talk on that for a little bit, man. We are adding a bonus track to the vinyl version of Clayton and Wenzel Songs from Home. We've already paid the deposit on the pressing, and man, it's coming together. It is going to happen sooner than later. And wait till you hear this bonus track, man. I'm going to tell you something. I got 3 members of ANTiSEEN on a gospel album. I could get all 4, except for Walt Weeks in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and we already got 2 guitar players. But don't, you mark my word, one day I'm going to get a whole entire kit and caboodle on a gospel album. But, yep. Saturday. Oh, I was playing a trick on y'all. I'm not even going to look at the camera. I was just going to see how much you're paying attention. But I happen to have about 4 of these event t-shirts in 2X. And if you contact me on the Jeff Clayton page by direct message, we can probably make a deal on those. And especially if you live far, far, far away. But until then, man, I hope to see you all Saturday. We're going to have a good time. A funky good time. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be Coleman's first ANTiSEEN show. I'm looking forward to that like you wouldn't believe. All right, but anyway, it was great to be back with you guys again, man. I've missed you. And I'm going to start seeing you a little more than once a month. But next time I'm here, I'm going to have Malcolm Tent with me, man. We have got some things to talk about that's going to blow your mind. Heck, it's going to blow our minds. So just remember, folks, I love you. God loves you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And an even better weekend if you're at Repo on Saturday. That's a guarantee you're going to have a great weekend. So I hope to see you there. And everybody, please take care. I'll see you next time.